Dan Leach back here at the bustling Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference, and I'm joined now by Scott Jordan, man with two first names, the founder of the Alternative Finance Network. You also said you have two last names, too.
I do.
You got it all going on, my friend.
I would like to think so.
Well, let everyone know, because this is my first CCC, and I'm blown away, but let everyone know about, as the kids say, the vibe is here.
The vibe is here. I've been coming to this event for 5 years now, so, I mean, I've been here a number of different times. The energy today is better than it was last in Miami, and there's more deals, I think, on the table now, at least for us to look at. You know, we're looking for companies that are starting up, that are undercapitalized or non-capitalized, and helping them get the money they need in order to build out their dream. That's what we do. We're dream makers.
Well, listen, dream makers are what make the world go around, Scott.
Exactly.
Let's talk about something that I know that you're very excited about when it comes to social equity.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff you're involved in right now.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up.
Of course.
We've just funded a startup a cultivation in New Jersey. We got them $238,000 of what I'm calling dequity, which is debt that kind of plays like equity because it's some of the first capital that's in. And then we just got an approval for $600,000 for a Maryland cultivation build-out. So there's money out there if you're a startup. You just have to know where to look for it and, you know, who to ask for it.
By the way, I think you just coined a new term, dequity. That's going to be a new buzzword in the industry.
I hope so, man. Maybe I need to go ahead and get it patented right now or trademarked right now.
I think you got to. I can help you with that.
John, where are you? John Perot, come in.
Let's get him in. Like you had said, too, though, I mean, obviously, the energy a little different a year ago. We understand there's pitfalls in this industry. We understand there's things that can be worrisome. But people like you are making, you said you're a dream maker. Where do you see things as we stand now? We have a big election coming up. We have, obviously a proposal in Florida. It seems to me like there are possibilities that could really move this industry forward even more in the next few years. But obviously on the backs of people like you, you're helping that as well.
Absolutely. Obviously we don't know whether it's going to be Trump or Harris, right. But I think both of the candidates are pro-cannabis. Or at least they say. You never know what Donald's going to do once, the spotlights and the Klieg lights on. But hopefully he'll follow through on what he said and endorses Florida, going legalized recreational. I do like his policy in terms of not having public consumption. Right. I think that denigrates a city. Many people have told me about how bad New York is, in terms of the smell. And it's a very powerful smell, let's put it that way. I mean, I don't mind if you vape in public, but, if you're smoking joints and bongs and
it's a little different. It's a little different.
It's quite a bit different. But we think with descheduling or rescheduling coming up, 280E going away, it's going to be a great 2025. We're really looking forward. All we need is one or two little changes, and bam, it's going to be off to the races again. And the people that hung in there are going to get the rewards of hanging in. What I've noticed, because I've been doing this since 2009. I was at the very first MJ BizCon, which I think was really the first recognized show. It was 7 exhibitors there, 250 people in 2012. So I've seen a few shows, and that's really primarily where we find business. That what we're finding is that there's more good, solid business people that are entering the space now, and I think that by hanging in there and going through the difficult times, people will run lean and mean. I think what happened was the MSOs were able to raise so much capital so easily, so quickly. They just spent it frivolously, right. Built up large staffs, and weren't able to operate the business at the levels that they thought, and got caught by price compression as well. I mean, when you're projecting $3,000 a pound, $2,500 a pound, and pounds are selling for $600 or $800, you can't cut enough in order to make money. So that was part of the problem. I think that people realize the new economics, and hopefully the states will also, curtail the issuing of licenses, so that everything, new states don't become like Oklahoma, where fog and mirror and $250 and you can go into the cannabis business.
Yeah, well, like you said, by the way, when the cool kids called it OG, you've been there since the beginning. But I feel like the industry has to kind of go through those pressure points and those pain points
Probably.
to come on the other side, and that's where it seems like we're at this kind of moment where not that everything's going to be roses, but there's a chance we can really move forward, and things like you've said that have held people back could not be those issues anymore.
Exactly.
And when you look at what you guys, are going to be focused on, and specifically to Alternative Financing Network in 2025 and 2026, what's the focus for you going to be?
The focus is really going to be helping the social equity applicants and the people starting up businesses, because that's where we see a lot of opportunity and a lot of innovation that can come in. My message to the social equity applicants is look at things besides cultivation and retail to make your mark, because those are going to be lower entry barriers to entry. They can scale across product lines and also across industries. So coming up with a new ERP solution, coming up with a new inventory solution, other software-based solutions and other solutions like that is where the innovation needs to come and where you can make the money still if you're a social equity applicant, because there's plenty of room out there for additional solutions.
One of the OGs, Scott Jordan, the founder of Alternative Finance Network. A true pleasure speaking with you, and keep fighting the good fight.
Pleasure was mine, Dan. Thank you very much for having me on. I hope that we can do this again in Miami or Fort Lauderdale or wherever you're going to be in the springtime.
I can't wait for it.
Okay.
Let's do it everywhere we go. We'll have a whole trip, you and I.
Anytime you invite me, I'm happy to get on camera, happy to tell you what's going on in the industry, and happy to contribute. And thank you again to the Lane brothers and also Patrick for putting on this show. I mean, it's a great Jason.
Well, the Lane brothers, I call Patrick Plane.
Yeah.
He's just, he's on top of stuff, and Elliot as well.
Right.
But it really is, this is such a event, and we appreciate that because
Yeah.
it takes a village. And to know that people like you appreciate it.
It does.
What it's all about.
And then one last message to Jason and the Lane brothers. Keep continuing to push the online application. It's the best thing that you have. It's the thing that's unique about what Benzinga's about. And I was at another show last week, a non-cannabis show that had WOVA, and hardly anybody used it. I ended up not going to San Diego, even though I love San Diego, because although I used the app, people weren't responding.
Right.
So if they don't respond, I'm thinking, geez, if they're not even responding to me online, I can't even set an appointment online, I'm not going. So that's a big advantage that you guys have currently. Push it.
More smart words by my man, Scott Jordan. Thanks again so much.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.